We have a release date, also 3 trailers. With that come a lot of new reveals, which gives me the perfect excuse to talk about Kingdom Hearts for a little while. So get ready, here we go. Top 10 Kingdom Hearts 3 reveals of E3 2018. Gummy ships. We all knew they were going to return, that was the whole point of being scared of them. Kingdom Hearts 2 had amazing gummy ship missions, even though they did divide the fanbase, where some people loved them and others still hated them. Kingdom Hearts 3 seems to pretty much take the gummy ship gameplay from Kingdom Hearts 2 and make it a lot more pretty. I expect some minor gameplay improvements too, but like most things from Kingdom Hearts 2 going into Kingdom Hearts 3, don't try to improve too much on perfection. The little bit of footage we got, it looks great and gets me hyped not just to play the main game but also the gummy ships with its optional missions, assuming they're still in there, which they are in every previous game. Riku and Dark Riku. Let's be honest here, this does not mean that Dark Riku, Rixum, Repliku will be an actual character in the game. Also, there's a lot of weird names for the same character which all look alike but aren't the same. As a matter of fact, the cutscene in the trailer may not even be part of the game. Then again, it probably will be. I think it's mostly supposed to show Riku has found a perfect balance between light and darkness, being able to use one or the other depending on the situation. This is what Dream Drop Distance was really for, to show Riku has mastered the road to dawn. This new Keyblade also shows us that Riku has moved on. His struggle with darkness is over, even to the point where he smiles towards his former dark self. The question being, what will Riku's biggest obstacle be in the next game if it isn't darkness? That's always been his thing. Roxas' return. Another thing that won't surprise a lot of people, every chance Nomura gets to shove Roxas in our face, he takes. I'm personally not a huge fan of Roxas, but it seems there's going to be a part of this game dedicated to returning Roxas, and that raises a lot of questions. The first of which being, will this leave Sora with a single Keyblade again, since Roxas won't be in his heart anymore? More importantly, what exactly is the link between Roxas and Ventus? If Roxas returns, will Ventus be able to wake up at all? I mean, for Ventus to wake up, we'll need to find Aqua to help us, which, well, we'll get to that later. The organization seems to be interested in Roxas' return, but it seems like Sora's the one who actually goes out of his way to make it happen. Why? Is it because he's such a good guy? Maybe Sora should wait until after the organization is dealt with in that case. Maybe he wants Roxas to be on their side in the final battle, but since the organization just clearly stated they want Roxas to return, it seems they have a plan to get him to their side. Whatever the case, this just leads to a lot of questions, and for the time being, we'll just have to remain confused. The new 7 lights. Laroxine, yes, we'll get to that later too, mentions the 7 pure lights, and Elsa, yes, Frozen is in this game as well, we'll also get to that later. Anyway, we've known about the 7 pure lights since the first game, the 7 princesses of heart, Aurora, Cinderella, Belle, Jasmine, Snow White, Alice and Kyrie. It seems like there's a new set of pure hearts. How that works, I don't know. Did some of those worlds fall to darkness, and do the 7 pure lights work like a reincarnation cycle where Elsa and maybe Rapunzel too are now princesses of hearts? It's not very clear to me, but it definitely seems that the 7 princesses we know aren't going to be the 7 in this game. At least part of them might be replaced. I suppose that's what you get when you have to remain with story elements that were set up over 15 years ago, before most of these modern movies were even in production. Frozen. Here we go. For years I've been saying I do not want Frozen in this game, since I could only see it work as a musical which please just don't. And after seeing the trailer, I'm still slightly skeptical, but damn, this looks good. We are now in an age where Kingdom Hearts doesn't have to translate 2D animation from the original movies into 3D, since the original movies already are 3D animated, which would possibly lead to a huge difference in visual quality between the game and the movie, like most movie tie-in games. But this is not a normal movie tie-in game. This is Kingdom Hearts, and there's a lot of work put into here. So I dare say the footage we saw from the trailer looks remarkably close to the original movie, with Frozen and especially with Tangled. One strange thing is Sora seems to be impressed with Elsa's ice powers, while he himself has had ice magic since the first game. Of course, at the start of this game he has forgotten that, and you don't have to be a genius to see he will get at least one of the Blizzard upgrades in this world, but it's still strange he seems surprised by Elsa's powers. pirates. Staying with the theme of worlds, this is a returning world, one I didn't expect to see, and during the first part of the trailer I wasn't that happy to see it either. I wasn't a huge fan of Port Royale and Kindgom Hearts 2, but this world? Damn, it looks good. There's actual naval combat, ship battles. I really hope that it's not limited to a single story event. Please Square, make this a minigame I can play over and over and over and over again. I do wonder how it's controlled, since it seems like the ships is not fully under your control, as you still can play and walk around as Sora, and use for motion to board the enemy ship. The specifics in gameplay aren't very obvious and it could go horribly wrong, but I would like to assume that after so long in development time, they get the shit right. A man can hope. Luxord. This one I didn't see coming. Luxord never really was a developed character and seems like a filler member of the organization, so him coming back? I suppose it makes sense, he was one of the last ones standing. These trailers have given us a decent look into who will be in the new organization, and a surprise, it's a fair amount of the old organization members. Who would have thought, right? With increase in resolution and rendering power, he looks different, which will take some getting used to. If you ask me, he doesn't quite fit the look Kindgom Hearts has. A little bit too much realism, which won't be a huge deal as long as he doesn't leave the pirates world, which is of course based on a live action movie anyway. Seeing him in the world that never was might be a little bit too much of an art style clash, but let's be honest, he's probably still going to be as much of a filler character as he was before, so let's not worry too much about him. Loroxine. This makes no sense. I know pretty much all organization members have come back and we've already seen Malusha in a trailer before, though we don't know if he's with the organization, but Loroxine is. Which doesn't make a lot of sense since she wanted to betray them and take over with Malusha. It's possible Xemnas didn't know that and that's why she's back in a new organization. It's possible Nomura just didn't think about it, which I actually think is somewhat more likely. And for those of you saying she and Malusha might be a separate antagonist from the organization like Maleficent was in Kindgom Hearts 2, I give you the smallest but still definitive piece of evidence. Her eyes. Before they were blue, now they're yellow. At this point it's painfully obvious everyone with this eye color is related to Xehanort, and the contrast between yellow and blue isn't a subtle shade of difference either, so yes, she is part of the new organization. Talking about which... Aqua. Now we get into the real meat of the discussion, the thing everyone has been talking about, but not the number one spot on this list. We'll get to that in a little bit. Aqua got Norded. It seems like between the last time we saw Aqua after Kindgom Hearts 2 when talking to Ansem the Wise, and whenever we see her in Kindgom Hearts 3, she's been turned to the darkness and made into another puppet for Xehanort. She has the eyes and also the white hair. For some reason I just don't believe this will be the case though. Granted, the cutscene probably will appear, but it might be an illusion from the realm of darkness, or she might be brought back soon afterwards. I just can't see the skills being tipped so far in Xehanort's favour, with both Terra and Aqua being under his control. Maybe I'm wrong, and as a matter of fact, I hope that I'm wrong, because an evil Aqua seems like an awesome idea, something I've never heard anyone predict. The Keyblade Aqua picks up. Nobody even goes as far as to mention this in more than a simple comment before diving right into the shock of Dark Aqua, which is fair, but this Keyblade, it looks a lot like the Kingdom Key but with the textures more fitted to the Starseeker. What is this Keyblade? Whose Keyblade is it? My best guess would be Mickey, since the Starseeker texture and the model would also apply to the Kingdom Key D, but what does that mean? Does Mickey just simply put the Starseeker keychain on his new Keyblade? No, we can't see the keychain. Is this a different Keyblade altogether? Is this not Mickey's Keyblade? Aqua even comments on this Keyblade, just this Keyblade, which doesn't give us a lot of information, but she does know it. What the hell does this all mean? With all this new information, we've got about half a year of speculation ahead of us, with probably little to no new trailers or reveals, so until Kindgom Hearts 3 finally releases, let's guess at all this in the comments below, and until then, I'll see you all next time.